There's one question that I get asked often, and that is, how can we homeschool on a budget, or how can I homeschool on a one family income? So if you're new here, I'm Shada. I'm a homeschool mom to a 7, 5, and 2-year-old, and I've been a stay-at-home mom since day one, so I know all about homeschooling on the budget. So in today's video, I'm going to share all of my tips with you that have been working for us thus far. I took down a list on my phone of just some things that I commonly do and some things that have been beneficial for us, because as I said, I am a mom of 3 and I homeschool. I've been homeschooling from the jump, never worked outside of the home. So I've had to make some adjustments over the years, especially as my girls get older, because they require a little bit more in terms of curriculum and they like to get experiences and stuff like that. So here we are. So the first thing I have on my list is to focus on what matters most. Focus on the most important things. You don't need all the bells and whistles to homeschool successfully. You don't need all the bells and whistles to homeschool. You don't need all of the toys. You don't need the fancy setup. You don't need a homeschool room. You don't need to take trips every single week. You don't need to purchase all of the things. If I can tell you one thing, is to keep it simple and to grow more, add more on as you found your groove, okay? So for me, when I say focus on the most important things, I would say my most important things as a homeschool mom is a printer, a library card, and my laptop, right? I feel like with those 3 things, I can cover a good amount of what I need to cover. The second thing I have on my list is to look into the free resources and curriculum. So there are a great number of free resources, and I think I have a video on like my 5 free resources that I use as a homeschool mom. But there are free websites that you can use for worksheets, for different lessons, like Teachers Pay Teachers. If you have a toddler like me, you can go find coloring sheets. You can go, like, the websites are out there. There are different blogs you can subscribe to get different worksheets to supplement what you're learning and stuff like that. There's also free curriculum. There's free online curriculum. There's free curriculum that you can print off at home to get you started. That's how I got started, actually. So yeah, look into the free stuff first. The next thing on my list is to consider purchasing used books and curriculum instead of buying a new. So say for instance, if you are looking at a book to teach your child how to read, instead of going to buy it on Amazon or getting it from a bookstore, check thriftbooks.com. look at the used book version on Amazon or Walmart or other places that use it, that you can buy used books, eBay maybe, and stuff like that. I'm usually iffy with that because I'm like, what if they spill something in it? But it's like, usually when you get stuff, it may be a few marks in books, but I'm like, that happens with my books. So I've started to lean more into used things. You can also look into Facebook groups where homeschool groups where homeschool families have finished up curriculum and want to get rid of it. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's low cost, but you know that it's what you need because you can talk directly with them. You can ask them how it worked for their family, and consider grabbing used things as opposed to buying them new. The next thing on my list is to utilize stores like Dollar Tree and discount stores for things like workbooks. So when we first got started, I was going to Dollar Tree, but again, I had like preschool age children, toddlers, so I was going to Dollar Tree to get the kindergarten level workbooks, the pre-K level workbooks, and just looking at to see what different grade levels are covering. For me, I didn't sign up for the curriculum because I just wanted to follow my child. I didn't want to like overwhelm her. She was young, but I knew she was learning, very quickly. So I was like, what comes next? She know the ABC, she know the letters, she know the numbers, she know the colors. So what's next? So like the workbooks gave me a blueprint of what to cover. Big and small, opposites, skip count, whatever the case may be. Dollar Tree has some great resources. They have some great little booklets. They have some great little, supplemental material, whether it's math, whether it's flashcards, whether it's like posters and things of that nature. Also, discount stores, TJ Maxx, Ross, places like that have books. This is for the early years. I feel like once they get established, like 1st, 2nd grade, you really have to find things that really work. But even then, you can wait for the store sales in places like, Target or Walmart for the grade level workbooks, like the kindergarten level workbooks, the Brain Quest, the Tinker Active, the Scholastics, what are some other good books? But yeah, you can utilize the store sales. Sometimes the stores have the buy one get one free, buy one get one half off, buy two one get one free, different sales like that. I usually utilize those for books that I really want for them, or books that I want to use for curriculum. And Evermore has some really great books, as well as the 180 Days series. So I usually wait till it's a really good sale to buy those. The next thing on my list is to try out curriculum samples. That is, go to different curriculum websites where they are offering free lessons for a week, or you can print it out for free online, but you have to pay for it if you want the physical copy. Those are very beneficial to know, one, how the curriculum is, what is expected, who is it best for, and if your child is really going to like or benefit from the curriculum. So utilizing those samples have been really beneficial for me, because I'm like, I don't like the setup, or it's required me to prep too much, or it's just not our style. So that's important. The next thing on my list is to utilize the library extensively. The library is not only for books. They have free events. They have books. They have toys. They have audio players now. Do y'all hear me? Audio players. Like, we have the StoryPod here, but one of our libraries offer, what is the red kind? It's not the Yodo player. The other one, the red kind. Our library allows you to check out those. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing for people who don't have the extra funds to get things like that. It's very beneficial. So check out your library. And then the library also offers things that you can't, listen, some libraries have like pressure washers, they have instruments, they have random things in libraries to check out. So utilize the library. And also the library has story times. They have family nights sometimes. They have planned field trips to where you go to other places for free, because the library has covered the fee. Like, we've gone to different field trips, and it was amazing, and we had to pay $0. So utilize the library. The library also offer different apps for like free books and stuff like that. So I use the Libby app, which is like for ebooks or audiobooks, and you can download it on your phone, you can use it on your computer, but it's free. I used to have an Audible subscription until I found out about Libby, and I'm like, what am I doing paying a monthly Audible fee when I can read these books for free? Utilize your library. They also have the Hoopla app, and that's like for free movies and stuff like that. I haven't really gotten into it just yet, but I just realized that I could. So I know different libraries have different programs, and they're called different things. So utilize your library. Check out just figure out what you can find out about the library. I will say, definitely start to build a relationship with the librarian, because she's going to be your best friends when it comes to new resources, what books to read, what's age appropriate in terms of early readers, history and things of that nature. I love our librarian. She's like my grandmother. She's a very older lady, and she always recommends history books for my girls. She knows their reading level in terms of what chapter books to recommend and things of that nature. So use your library. Since I've started going to the library regularly, I don't buy books for the girls anymore. Like, I used to buy a book a week, and I always buy new books, but I just go to the library. And usually with the library, you check it out for like 2 weeks before you have to return it, or you can renew your return and keep it for like a month, or until somebody really needs it. So it has been very helpful for me. And let's just say, in a few months, over the past few months, I have not purchased no more than 5 books for us to have here, because I do still buy books for them, but I try to save as much as I can by using the library. The next thing on my list is to utilize homeschool discounts for field trips. There are different places that offer discounts for field trips if you're a homeschooler. There are homeschool days and museums. There are homeschool discounts for science centers and stuff like that. So I really take advantage of that. I try to join Facebook groups that let me know what's going on in the area. I try to go on their website to see what homeschool days are. Usually homeschool days are free or discounted. So it's like, ask the place if they have a homeschool discount. Many places do. They really do. The next thing on my list is to buy school supplies during back to school times. So this has been my hack for the past few years. Like, I always try to buy more than what I need during back to school time when everything is on sale, so that throughout the year we can have a surplus of things that we would use eventually. And then when back to school time come back around, we stock up on more things that we need. I feel like doing it that way, it saves me money, because you can utilize the tax-free weekend. You can buy more than you need and just store it for when you need it. Because throughout the year, things at full price is not always in the budget. you know, it's not always in the budget. So I take advantage and just set aside a little extra money to get it during that time. The next thing on my list is to wait to purchase curriculum during the spring, summer. I've learned since being in the YouTube community that most homeschool companies start to offer sales during the spring. And so this is the best time, around the best time to start buying your homeschool curriculum to get those discounts, or during the summer. And then they also offer sales again during back to school time. But I feel like the springtime is when they have their biggest discounts. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm noticing. And that's usually around the time when we start our new homeschool year. In the spring, we usually finish up around late March, early April. So I always take advantage of those type of discounts from like Rainbow Resource and different companies like that. The next thing I have is to shop around for deals. If you're looking for curriculum, if you're looking for books, if you're looking for supplies, try to compare the prices at different places before you go, right? What is Walmart price? What is Target price? What is Amazon price? Can I get it from a dollar store? If it's cheaper at Dollar Tree, it's gonna take a little bit more time because you're trying to save, you know, money, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. The next thing on my list is to utilize YouTube Read Alouds instead of buying physical books. So this is something I started doing because our math curriculum requires us, well, it doesn't require it, but it's recommended that we, you know, read the math book per lesson. And so we don't always do the enrichment activity, but I like for them to read a book about the topic they're learning about. And so if we don't check out the book from the library, then I'll go on YouTube, type in that title, and just play the YouTube Read Aloud. This is how I also know if I actually want to purchase a book for home or if I just want them to read it one time. Whatever book you want to read aloud, go watch it. That's been beneficial for us. The next thing I have is to join homeschool groups that share about free resources and discounts. And I feel like I already shared this, but it's been beneficial, very beneficial. Also, just joining homeschool groups, or just, you know, building a relationship with moms in your area that can let you know where you need to go in terms of field trips, you know, nature walks, different parks and stuff like that. Like I had at least 2 moms that I met at the library that was always used to be there around the same time, and they would put me on some gyms in the community. So joining homeschool groups, or, you know, meeting homeschool families in person and building a relationship with them to where they share resources and field trips and discounts and the best places to get this from and that from, and websites and curriculum and all of that is very important. The next thing I want to talk about on this list is food. I feel like as far as homeschooling on a budget, you can do that. You don't really need a whole lot of stuff. If you have a printer, if you have a laptop, if you have printer, laptop, library card, you are good. You can make it work. But that's not the biggest bill. The homeschool supplies is not the biggest bill. The biggest bill is the food. Okay, the meals, you got breakfast, lunch, snacks, more snacks. That's where the money goes, food. So meal planning is so important as a homeschool family, like figuring out what your children are going to eat every single day, and then shopping around for groceries and stuff like that. I do have a video on ways to save as a homeschool mom, and I also have a video on ways to make money as a homeschooling mom, so I can link both of those videos in the description box. But those are my top tips for homeschooling on a budget. You can definitely do it. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. And many families, most families actually, about 2/3 families that homeschool, they are homeschooling on only one income. They do have side gigs, you know, sometimes, you know, moms, you know, do things like I do. Like I said, I have a video on ways to make money as a homeschool mom, but I don't do it consistently. So it's like here and there, I bring in a few dollars and I use it for homeschool things. But most people are primarily living on a one income, and they're making homeschool work. It requires sacrifices. It requires you to get real with yourself about what you can and cannot do. It requires you to really hone in on those expenses that's not needed, right? What are some subscriptions you're not using? What are some fees that coming out your account that you're not utilizing? Like cutting back on those small things really add up. Let's see if I missed any of the tips. Let's see. Talked about, oh, I didn't mention creating your own curriculum. This will save you money as well if you could do it. This will save you money as well. I do have a book that I can share with you about that. Give me a second. This book is Home Learning Year by Year, How to Design a Creative and Comprehensive Homeschool Curriculum. This is a very beneficial book. It has like different websites and stuff mentioned in here. But if you know what you're looking for, if you want to cater your lessons towards your child, like being personalized for your child, DIY your curriculum is a really good way to budget. Not only will you be saving money by picking out different things, creating things yourself, but it'll be personalized for your child. They're gonna really enjoy it. If you want to DIY your curriculum, I can make a whole separate video on ways that you can do that. What I've used in the beginning, because I didn't start off with a curriculum, I just picked out different resources to use with my kids, and it worked very well. They got a jump start, so I can make a whole in-depth video if you want help with that. I haven't looked in this book in a while actually, but now that I've picked it out, I need to go back through it and see what are some resources I can add in for my girls for the next school year. Now, I think I've covered pretty much everything that I currently do, but in terms of like field trips and just getting your children out for socialization and stuff like that, like everything doesn't have to cost money. You can go to parks, especially in the spring, summer, fall time. There are always children out. You can take them to the grocery stores with you. There are different resources that you can get from a grocery store. Interacting with people, that's a part of socialization. Libraries are always a great place to socialize. Going on nature walks, meeting up with homeschool groups, meeting up with people in your family, you know, being at church, different places like that. So if socialization is an issue, I can address that in another video. But it's like, you don't have to homeschool by yourself. Giving your child an amazing homeschool experience does not have to cost you arm and leg. You notice I didn't mention extracurricular activities because right now my children are not in any extracurricular activities, and that's for a reason. I want them to eventually do music or piano. I want them to get back into ballet, but right now we're not doing it. So we are still having an amazing time. We get to see everything, we get to experience everything, but we are just doing it on a budget. We're prioritizing what's important to us, and we are living within our means. We're utilizing with TV shows, online websites, free printables, all of the things, right? Hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in my next video.